In today's video, I want to go over a plethora of updates on PlayStation 4 exclusives. We got a release window for Ghost of Tsushima, and it might be a little bit earlier than some of you guys thought, but I think it's about the time window that a lot of us were expecting it at. We've also got an official release date for Dreams and an official release date for Predator Hunting Grounds. So we'll go over all of that. Sony Bend is teasing a little bit at thoughts of a new Syphon filter. I don't think this is going to lead anywhere. However, I did want to talk a little bit about that and give you a trip down memory lane as far as Syphon filter goes, so I wanted to highlight that as well at the end of this video. Before you guys watch this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and do hit the bell notification button as well, so you'll be notified whenever a new video is uploaded. With that being said, on to this video. But first up, Ghost of Tsushima will be hitting the PlayStation 4 in summer of 2020, so as far as this being a cross-gen title, still very possible that it will see a re-release on the PlayStation 5, but at this point, with it coming to the PS4 in summer of 2020, obviously that would be a little bit before the release of the PlayStation 5. Andrew Goldfarb, communications manager over at Sucker Punch Productions, had a PlayStation blog post, and he noted, quote, "I joined Sucker Punch as the new communications manager back in March, and I've spent my entire time at the studio so far dying for the opportunity to show off more of the game," in reference to Ghost of Tsushima. "Today, it's my pleasure to finally do exactly that. I know it's been a long way for everyone looking forward to playing, so I want to start by thanking you for your patience. This is a big game for our studio, like really big, and we're taking our time to get it right. We debuted a new trailer that delves deeper into the identity our hero is forced to adopt in order to save his home, the Ghost. While Jin starts our game as a samurai, he'll learn skills and adopt tactics that are decidedly not samurai-like, and you can get a small taste in the footage we revealed today. In the months ahead, we'll share more about Jin, the threats he faces, the allies that help him along his journey, and what he'll have to give up to become this new kind of warrior." As mentioned, Ghost of Tsushima is huge, the biggest game Sucker Punch has ever made by a wide margin. The trailer includes some quick glimpses of the vibrant, diverse open world you'll get to explore, but we've barely scratched the surface. I'm also happy to reveal the box art today featuring Jin in his ghost armor as a growing storm looms behind him. You can also get a peek at some of the gear and upgrades Jin will acquire throughout his journey, which will be shared many more details about next year. Beyond the new trailer and box art today, we also have some brand new Ghost of Tsushima merchandise to reveal. At the PlayStation Gear store, you'll find the first of many new pieces of merch that we'll have as we get closer to launch. Unfortunately, these items will not be available for Christmas delivery, so just bear that in mind. A lot of images were put out as well, and now we know that Ghost of Tsushima will be dropping in summer of 2020. Kind of surprising because, as you guys are probably aware, summer is never a traditional time window where you see major game releases. You'll see, you know, relatively decent games here and there in the summer, but usually you get out the big games in either the first 6 months of the year or the last 3 months of the year. You see that with a game like The Last of Us Part 2 that was originally scheduled for February, now it's coming out in May. Games like Final Fantasy VII Remake, Cyberpunk 2077, all of them are coming out within the first portion of the year. Ghost of Tsushima, if it is dropping in summer, we're talking June, July, maybe August. And when you put the window of summer 2020, that gets me thinking to July or August, and that would be a kind of surprising release window for Ghost of Tsushima. I'm all on board with that. I think we need to get more major game releases during the summer, but just thinking about it, if The Last of Us Part 2 is coming out in May, you don't want to follow that up the following month with another major exclusive release. Usually, Sony's MO has been to at least wait 2 months, so now you're getting into that July-August period. Maybe it'll even be early September. I think that would be very much possible. Maybe similar to around the time Spider-Man was released. Marvel's Spider-Man was released in like the first week of September. I can very well see Ghost of Tsushima being released around the same time, because that still gives you, what, 2.5 months until the PlayStation 5 drops, and you have one major exclusive to hold you on over until then. That's just some speculation from my part. What we do know is that this is going to be the biggest open world game, the biggest game in general that Sucker Punch has ever done, and they've done some big games. Infamous Second Son was a big game. The Infamous games in general were rather big, but given the fact that Infamous Second Son came out all the way back in early 2014, and Sucker Punch has been hard at work on this game for several years, it's easy to see how this is going to be their biggest game ever. They've put a lot of work into it. It's a brand new IP, and I see this resonating very well with the PlayStation community from its setting, its gameplay, its stylization, all of that is looking incredibly compelling right now, and I think gamers are going to be all over it come summer 2020. Alright, outside of that, Dreams will steal your heart on February 14th, 2020. Yes, it'll be dropping on Valentine's Day. Early access players will be upgraded to the full version at no additional cost. And it was noted by Abby Heb, communications manager over on Media Molecule. It's true, we are officially releasing Dreams worldwide on Valentine's Day 2020, and the game is available for pre-order right now. This year has been wild for us, launching early access in April, watching the growing Dreams community create amazing things, and continuing work on all the exciting additions we have planned. At the top of the PlayStation blog post, which we'll leave a link to in the description box below, you can check out the brand new trailer that debuted earlier during State of Play, and it features some of Media Molecule's favorite games from the community and a sneak peek of the game they've been working on for the launch of Dreams. If you guys haven't seen, there have been some really cool stuff put out through Dreams. I know it kind of escaped the news cycle for a while just because Dreams came out. It's been a couple months. A lot of people aren't really talking about it anymore, but if you go on Dreams now, I'm not going to say that the games are incredible or anything, but it seems like people are really starting to figure out how to create some really cool stuff, and Dreams is a game that longevity is going to play a key role to it. It's going to depend on how many people stay invested into the experience for a long time. If it's an experience that people are going to stay attached to for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, even longer than that, Media Molecule has noted that they have a 10-year plan for the game, then I can see some absolutely creative and compelling stuff coming out of Dreams. We'll ultimately see how it turns out, as again, it'll be dropping February 14th. And lastly, we have Predator Hunting Grounds. That'll be dropping April 24th, 2020. Are you ready to enter the Hunting Grounds on April 24th, 2020? We're excited to bring the Predator universe to both your PlayStation 4 system and PC next spring. We have been eagerly awaiting the State of Play announcement because there has been so much we couldn't share with the community, and now we get to show you a ton. If you haven't seen the latest State of Play, be sure to check it out to see our new trailer that focuses on the Predator. That's coming from Jared Gerritsen, the CCO over at the studio. He goes over a lot of details about the game, specific weapons, characters, everything like that, and he noted that Predator fans will not want to miss out on the pre-order content. Pre-order today and you will get bonus in-game items at launch inspired by the original movie. That includes an 87 Predator skin, Hunt as the iconic Predator from the original movie, and you will get a minigun, so that will be available as well. And there is a digital deluxe edition. Ultimate Predator fans will want to get the digital deluxe edition on the PlayStation Store, which gets you awesome content including exclusive in-game items like PlayStation themed Predator and Fireteam skins, and even a digital copy of Predator Hunters by Dark Horse Comics that's 120 pages. As we get closer to launch, we will have more fun stuff to share, so look forward to seeing you in the Hunting Grounds on April 24th. This is definitely one of those PS4 titles that's going to get lost in the shuffle a little bit, especially in early 2020, where it seems like we have north of 1 billion games coming out, but this is coming out right in the midst of, you know, FF7 Remake, you've got Cyberpunk 2077, The Last of Us Part 2 just a month after that. This is going to offer a different kind of gameplay experience, being a multiplayer title, so I think it does strengthen its appeal from that regard. However, I'm not seeing a lot of people talk about it. Maybe that'll change as we get closer and closer to the release, and I think this is the kind of game that if it comes out and it delivers as a quality title, more people will come on board, because this is a kind of game that's very inclusive to things like streaming, social media sharing, whereas a lot of the aforementioned games, they're just single player experiences, so they're not going to be that kind of title. But with a game like Predator Hunting Grounds, it has to turn out to be a great game, and then we have to see the kind of longevity that the game would have, much like Dreams. And lastly, I do want to note that Sony Bend is teasing a little bit. Over on Twitter, veteran writer John Garvin has renewed hope of a Logan return. Posting on Twitter, he snapped a photograph of a magazine article discussing long-lost PlayStation properties that deserve to make a return, and he tweeted with the caption, "Hey, look at this," with the hashtag Syphon Filter. Syphon Filter is one of those franchises that I've wanted to see make a comeback for a very long time. Obviously, at this point, it might not be the franchise that resonates with a lot of the PlayStation community. We're talking about a franchise that had game releases on the PlayStation 2. I believe there was a PlayStation 1 game. There was a bunch of games on the PlayStation Portable. They were all very good. Obviously, if you go back and play them now, they're a little bit dated. However, back then, they were just very fun titles, and I would love to see a new game. And given everything we have with the PlayStation 4 from a technical standpoint, PlayStation 5 being right around the corner, could you imagine Syphon Filter being built ground up for the PlayStation 5? It could be absolutely incredible. I don't know if they're going to go back to the franchise. I think Days Gone 2 is very likely from Sony Bend, just because commercially I do think that game very much over-delivered, so they have a lot of options to weigh. Whatever the case may be, we do know that Sony Bend is working on a big-budget AAA game. I would love to see the return of Syphon Filter. We've been seeing a lot of franchises make their long-awaited returns. We saw Spyro make a comeback, we saw Crash make a comeback, those all did very well. I do think that there would be a lot of appeal in a Syphon Filter remake or a new Syphon Filter game, starting something completely new with that, because if you make a quality product just with everything Syphon Filter offers, I do think it would be engaging to those people that while they don't have a ton of nostalgia attached to the franchise, they would just see the game being this big, grandiose PlayStation 5 game, and it would have a lot of appeal in that sense, and you could use that nostalgia just to build the overall appeal of the game, because you're already gonna win over a certain subsect of the audience, and then winning over the other portion wouldn't be that difficult. At least that would be my thinking. Nonetheless, that's gonna conclude this video. Again, Ghost of Tsushima will be out summer 2020 on the PlayStation 4. Dreams will be out February 14th. Predator Hunting Grounds will be dropping April 24th. And as far as Syphon Filter goes, I would love to see a comeback. Do I think it's gonna happen anytime in the near future? No. But hey, I've got my fingers crossed. That's gonna wrap up this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.